It's the land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. This is the last stop for the Raptors before returning to Toronto. They've come out very strong. Their early season play has been excellent.
And in these kind of games, the second game of a back-to-back, the bench can play a big role. You've got to go a little deeper than you ordinarily would.
Yeah, you really have to monitor minutes and try to get as many good minutes out of your second unit and reserves as possible. Remember, it's not just about winning, but also making it out of the game in one piece and in good health.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Scola out there with Bismack Biyombo. And it's Carroll in at the 3, the small forward. And so here is Houston. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you. And you know how optimistic and positive I am. But it's hard for me to find anything positive to take away from that. That's a game you just want to forget about as soon as you can.
Toronto was a strong team on the road last season, Clark. A big part of why they came away with 49 wins on the season.
And 22 of those 49 wins were on the road. As a group, they managed to keep things close on the road. And because of that competitiveness, they were over 500 there as well.
Here's DeRozan. And he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Raptors have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started.
And as you said, the Raptors kept things close on the road. In the NBA, they had one of the better point differential in terms of victories on the road last season.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
It's stolen by Carroll. Back to Lowry. It's deflected.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
On the wing, Harden. Baseline jumper. Howard, the pass to Harden. There's the 3. That's good.
And you mentioned this, I mean, with the Raptors. Only Golden State, Atlanta, and the Clippers had a better road margin of victory than them. It just goes to show you how tough the Raptors were on the road last season.
DeRozan's shot is good.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
It's Howard with the drive. Harden kicks to Lawson. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. The kick out to Scola. There's the dish to Biyombo. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Well, he's an undersized center, but he more than makes up for it with some serious leaping ability. He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Now here is Lowry. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
Now, here is Harden. He's a player that you can only hope to slow down as he averages nearly 28 points a game. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Harden's got his second bucket tonight.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Biyombo kicks to DeRozan. Stolen by Harden. For the finish. Flushes it down to finish the break.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Rockets have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And Lawson, here we go. Here's Jones. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And guys, they could have won that game on the strength of their offense alone. It was that good.
And most impressive when you do it on the road like that. They just kept coming at them wave after wave, and they really kept the crowd on mute in that.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
They've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts. All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
It's Harden with the drive. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Harden's got 10 points in the game.
He got it! Just in time!
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter with both teams tied up. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
You know, they're not going to sit back and just take jump shots. It's all about attacking the paint and getting to the rim.
That's who they are. They've been the aggressor early, attacking the hoop and getting into that paint.
Down low, it's Jones and Howard together. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Lawson in at the point. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Lowry from outside. It's Lowry again missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look. And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now here's Jones. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. As you said, the Raptors with the new logo this year, Greg. Good-looking change, too, I think, Clark.
Yeah, I think it's subtle enough to not lose the continuity, but still feel fresh and new. I like that. That's a nice job of balancing the old with freshening up for the new.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
And a look here now, Kevin, at how the Rockets are stacking up as we get this season underway in the NBA stats. Second in second chance points, third in fast break points, and they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And their gift for offensive rebounding definitely evident in all those second chance points. The two go hand in hand. Make no mistake, if you don't box out, you're going to pay.
Here's Carroll. Ariza with the rebound.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down. And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
And it's Lowry penetrating. He scores with that shot. Now he's 3 of 8. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
You know what? Can you believe there have been 7 lead changes already, guys?
Wow.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
The Rockets trail. It's deflected. And stolen by Patterson. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Ariza kicks to Lawson. Rebound by Kyle Lowry. The Raptors have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And the call will be against Ty Lawson. That is his first foul of the game. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Harrell comes in for Terrence Jones. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Thornton in for James Harden. Nogueira, he's checked in for Toronto. Anthony Bennett comes in for James Johnson. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just 2 powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game, Greg. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. We'll look at Cleveland, and of course Houston, 5.5 games behind. For Toronto, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. First one falls for them. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. Joseph with the ball. Now Lawson defending. Johnson dishes to Joseph. Passes it to Biyombo. 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Scola.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Here's Lawson. No one near him. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And, you know, for Houston's wins at home, a lot of it had to do with their three-point shooting. I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home, but kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
Rockets trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Kicks it out to Johnson. And here is Joseph. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game.
And guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. To the right side. Powell, the pass to Scola. That is good. Scola's got the lead up to 5 now for the Raptors.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
And stolen by Thornton. No good trying to beat the buzzer.